All right, guys. Hope you guys are having a good morning today. We got a couple people here on the live. Just a normal morning of choppy action for Bitcoin. Sideways action. All right. Sorry for the later start there. My computer actually just did an upgrade. I couldn't really get my thumbnail going and stuff like that. But nonetheless, morning live, and nothing is really happening in crypto today. CJDV, how you doing, brother? I ended the live pretty early last night, guys, and I just went to bed. Honestly, there was nothing happening. I was pretty exhausted from nothing happening. And again, nothing is happening. And one of the reasons is obviously people know main investors are gone for Christmas time. And that's the same with even the market in YouTube, market with Twitch, market with anywhere. Crypto is doing nothing. So that's okay. We'll still do our normal update that we do every day. It'll be recorded for those who want to go look at crypto updates, and we're still rocking and rolling. We're still in our Aave trade. If anybody took an Aave trade, what's up, CJDV? Anybody else on here, guys, smash up that like button. Let me hear you. What trades are you in? Are you sitting in the market? Are you sitting back while the market ranges and dumps very, very slowly? All right, so we know Bitcoin has bearish divergence, right? Bearish to dive all day on the 4-hour. If we go look at our gap, our liquidity gap that I've been showing you guys a bit, everything is just all over the place. Aave bounced off the equilibrium here. I missed it, so gotta wait. But essentially, if you guys go look at Bitcoin, and why Bitcoin is having a tough time breaking the support, essentially, you've got this 15-minute right here. There is a 1-hour. There's a 1-hour right here where Bitcoin should be bouncing in this area around 91,000 in that region. And that is essentially what Bitcoin is doing. But if you're looking at the 4-hour and you guys want an actual 4-hour run out here, then we know Bitcoin is going to come down to this liquidity area around 89 to 88.9. And that is in the longer term, probably over a day, probably over a couple of days, maybe even tonight, possibly. Fed meeting in 3 hours. There you go, right? Look at the direction of the market, though. Where do you guys think Bitcoin is going to go? 18-hour closes in about 2 hours. Here we've got bearish dive all over the place. And then we've obviously have our Bollinger Bands here too. Now, I had a crazy dream last night. Crazy dream. In my dream, I got completely liquidated. I was freaking out. But in my dream, Bitcoin went to 30,000, okay? I've been having insane dreams lately, guys. I don't even understand why, but I will say that Bitcoin went to 30,000 in my dream. Last 4 Fed meetings, BTC tanked like 30%. That's crazy because I literally said 30,000 before you said 30%. No, Bitcoin's not going to 30,000. I don't think so. But but it was a weird dream, okay? So Aave, same thing here, guys. Last 4 Fed meetings, BTC tanked like 30%. CJDV, thanks for lining that up for us. Again, guys, so if you're in the Aave trade, you know, could took profit here. We'll look at our support liquidity levels here. If you're in a low leverage trade, just non-financial advice, but I'm holding it. Like it could bounce around, but in this little region, you kind of want to hold it to the area you're looking for. But we did in fact bounce off of our support perfectly. So this is what I was talking about, 196 last night on the live, right? 196. And look, we hit 196 perfectly. Now you're kind of, you know, ranging in that gap right there. So equilibrium basically means the support target. But because I'm riding this on low leverage, scalping it, yeah, I can make some money here and there, but I'm really looking for this to come back all the way back down here to that 185, 184. And it definitely should, especially because Bitcoin has bearish dive. I'm going to kind of let it play out. But if you guys wanted on that Aave trade, you definitely could have scalped it, took profit here, and then jumped back out when it broke this equilibrium support. So I'm going to show you guys how to scalp liquidity levels as well in 2026. We are going to be doing a pretty big intro to crypto in 2026 seminar for everybody across the world. Going to be doing some advertisements and stuff like that and bringing in new people. But that is why Bitcoin is bouncing, because there's an area here where buyers are basically locked in. And that is this region right here. But we all know that we're most likely going to drop because we broke these support and the 4-hour is coming right down. Like now you've already had a couple candles close below your 200 SMA. So hit that like button, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, I really appreciate you guys. Again, we are making something out of nothing today. These Fed meetings, I should be going live. Maybe I'll go live during the Fed. If there is a crash, what time is the Fed meeting? CJDV, I need your help with the calendar, okay? I know you're already helping with the modding, but I need help with the calendar. We need to get that group chat created with me, you, EK, Prashant, and yeah, we need to get that group chat created. Another reason is we're kind of bouncing is we're hitting that trend line, bottom of support. So ideally fake buyers, not fake buyers, but buyers will come in, fake support, but this could go a lot lower, and it probably will. If the Fed meeting, well, we are oversold, but that doesn't really matter because the 4-hour is completely dropping. And again, you've got that bearish dive. So if we've got a Fed meeting, we've got insane bearish divergence, we probably are going to crash and burn. I might be live today during the Fed meeting if we have, you know, a big drop, a huge drop, I'll absolutely go live, right? But this 18 hours is going to probably curve back over after the 2 hours, which will essentially send the market down. And if we look at the that could be the top. Remember, I keep on talking to you guys about the downtrend. I know I wanted the downtrend here. But if you line up all our points, that could be the top of resistance being hit. I'm not sure. Typically, you're going to go for the top two. That would be up to the market, not me, right? So, yeah, we got to get ready for this Fed meeting. Where is everybody, guys? Is anybody trading crypto? We're live on X too. If you guys want to, for the people that are on here, go give this a share on X. $2 p.m. And CJDV, you're looking at Forex calendar, right? Or are you looking at something else? You're looking at this right here. It is Wednesday, December 10th. Wednesday is typically a red day in cryptocurrency, I'll be honest. Red day in cryptocurrency. Yeah, right here, FOMC. So press conference, 2:30, bang. If we have a big drop, I am going to be live. So I'll have a thumbnail ready for this because I should be live during these Fed meetings. And it is Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. So 1:30 p.m. my time, 2:30 New York. Yeah, we'll go live today for this Fed meeting. I think there's going to be some interesting stuff that happens. So I'll probably go live. I'm not in any trades at the moment except for Aave because Aave is not really doing anything other than dropping and ranging. Did you take that Aave short? Did anybody take that Aave short? Did you guys book profit? Are you still in it? Again, guys, non-financial advice. I can't tell you to take trades. But basically, if you guys aren't in a Bitcoin trade, you would get in at the break of this support. That is when you would get in. But Aave is absolutely printing. If Aave breaks this support level right here, it is done. Which it is trying to break that support level. And Bitcoin is trying to come down. It looks like we're going to have a dump day, guys. Like, looks like this with a manipulation pump, if you will. And it looks like the whole market is about to come down. So, see if I could get in any trades, possibly. We're hitting the bottom of the channel here. We definitely are hitting the bottom of the channel. Let's see. Let's see what happens. We potentially could pump up to 92.6 potentially. But we'll see. We've got this 4-hour candle, which is red. All right, let's see if anything is actually trending. I can look at Luna Classic. Terra. Terra's been on a tear lately. Terra has been absolutely on a tear. So if we're looking at Terra, Terra's looking pretty good. And Terra's faking out here. It did break out. You are in a fake out zone on Terra. Luna Classic. Fake out zone, but man, this literally bounced off my trend line perfectly. If you look at the live from the other night, this definitely bounced off of my trend line. Let's see. The market is trying to come up a bit before this 4-hour close, which, like I said, it could pump to 92.4. But with the bearish divergence on the 4-hour, I don't think it is going to make it. And Aave just had a big candle again to the downside. See what this 4-hour close does in the market here. The 18-hour is obviously dropping, so we know we're probably going to have an 18-hour push down. Now the question is, are we going to drop after the Fed meeting? I'm going to set an alert for this FOMC calendar. Or I'm going to have to, yeah, so pending crude oil inventories. We've got federal funds rate. And then we got FOMC statement, and then we got the press conference here. So FOMC statement is probably what we're looking at. So it's going to definitely be interesting for sure, for sure, for sure. All right, so we looked at Terra. Terra's not really doing anything. I wouldn't even trade it. I would just let it do its thing. When it calms down, I'm definitely going to look for a short. Midnight is trending right now. Whatever midnight is. New coin that exploded. Well, that would have been a nice short right here at 7.2, but I don't trust these new coins. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see. This midnight coin is in an uptrend. Yeah, the way it looks to me, guys, is this was a pre-pump before the FOMC yesterday. I don't really know much about this midnight coin, but it is in an uptrend. So technically, you could take the long right here. If it breaks, it'll drop. That all depends on what Bitcoin is going to do. Monero's trending. Like, there is nothing trending, nothing. Only low caps that are pumping and dumping. But I guess we can look at Pippin. It'll be fun in the new year, guys, because a lot of things are going to happen in crypto. A new cycle. 2026 is a new cycle, and I'm telling you, things are going to, I'm not going to say run, but it will be a new cycle altogether for wealth and money. So Pippin hit the top of the channel here and did break this trend. Pippin would be a good short right here. Non-financial advice, very low leverage. Bitcoin is starting to come down. But yeah, look at Pippin. This is actually a good short if anybody wants to take it. Not NFA again, but right. I'm in a Bitcoin short. I'm in an Aave short. If there are any new people on the live, I appreciate you. I know we've been gaining a lot of traction the last couple of weeks here, guys. I really appreciate all the people new to the live, new to our network, new to our community. Please smash that like button, guys. I think our thumbnail is very fitting today. Dusty, how you doing, brother? In Chinese astrology, it says BTC should have been a bad year. Oh, should have a bad year. Really good to know. Good to know. It is essentially the year of the fire horse. You know, you can believe in it or not believe in it. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It matters that you know it exists. So the year of the wood snake was pretty much getting rid of all the bad habits, refreshing, rebirth, all of that. I'll tell you, I went through that. I went from living in America to living in Canada to working a job to getting back into crypto. All because, again, things were choices. But at the end of the day, guys, there was a lot of rebirth and a lot of taking out of things that no longer served us, right? So next year is essentially the year of momentum. It doesn't matter the year of momentum for Bitcoin. It might be for altcoins or whatever of the financial industry. We'll see what happens. And again, you don't have to believe in it. You just have to know it is there, right? It's like, do we believe in aliens? No, maybe. But do we know it's there? Probably. Like, the idea is there, right? I'm not saying I don't believe in them. Right? So I believe in a lot. I'm going to keep what I believe to myself. But I will say that things that sometimes that you potentially wouldn't believe in or don't believe in, they might occur and they might happen off of a calendar, Mayan calendar, whatever it is. So Bitcoin is dropping. There's a SpaceX IPO soon. So again, Pippin's a really good trade, guys. Aave is just making bank. So if we look at, man, I don't know why I went to Bitcoin. I was going to show you guys Pippin with the liquidity levels because it is just starting to drop. Got a couple new fam members this live. Shout out to you in the chat. Welcome to the freak show here. I don't know what to call it. Right? So there's Pippin absolutely dropped. So I'm going to show you guys where Pippin could go to on our liquidity blocks here. Man, Aave is crazy. It bounces up from 200 to 196 back to 199. This is like a scalper's dream. And then back to 197. Very good trade, though. Very good trade, especially on lower leverage. Okay, guys. So, again, if you're looking at this Pippin trade because it actually broke trend, it is coming to this equilibrium of support, actually. So 26 is where Pippin should be going to. But you're going to bounce in this area. So at the break of 31 is where I'd be shorting it. 444 or even you could technically here, but it should be bouncing off in this region, holding a bit of support. There are more buyers than sellers. But yeah, after this area, it should come down. Even here is a good short on Pippin. And if we do a little bit of a smaller trend here on Pippin, you could just wait until it breaks this 31 and then get into a short. But it is looking like a very, very good short. Very, very good short here. So I'm going to set an alert. I'm not going to short it. I'm just staying on Aave and Bitcoin. Those are the trades I kind of know at the moment. Obviously, Bitcoin is trying to bounce off this 800 SMA, trying to bounce off of the 4 hour, trying to bounce off of the 1 hour. But we did hit the top, so to speak. So here's my wild card. My wild card question is, did we hit the top of that macro resistance? Because if you actually look at this line where we closed, we definitely hit the top. But if you look at, yeah, you know what? We might have hit the top because these were just wicks. We weren't even... Bitcoin could potentially dump to 76K today or tomorrow if we actually hit the top. But again, then if you go look at these wicks, that wouldn't be the top. So what are we going off of? We going off of here? We going off of here? Because if we go off of here, we absolutely 100% hit the top. And then if you're looking at that, that would take us all the way down to 74K if we hit the top. If this wasn't the top, then we fake out. But it would make sense that I'm going to go off of this being the top at the moment on the downtrend. I don't like this area right here, but that is my 3 points. That is my 3 points. And that channel is brutal. That channel would take you. This channel right here would take you all the way down to 73K. And yes, CJDV, we are definitely in a bearish flag. It's not showing, but we are in one. And then the other factor in scenario is that we have an 800 SMA right here that is just staring us in the face. If you guys ever looked the Grim Reaper in the eyes, I'm pretty sure some people have in their life. That could be meant, you know, in a few scenarios, but this 800 SMA is a daunting indicator. Okay. This right here, this is flashing all over the place with a major death cross. What is Near Protocol doing? Anything? Is it at $3 yet? Of course it's not. So what do you think we're doing, guys? We're lining up for a major FOMC dump. CJDV, you said the last 4 Fed meetings dumped 30%. That's 20%. %30 would be 61K. If Bitcoin dumped 30%, that would be around 60,000. Let's go line up a fib on the weekly. Man, if Bitcoin dumped 30%, I would be so happy because I'm in some pretty crazy shorts. So let's go look at a fib from the top to bottom here. Line up with your 30% here. Yeah. Here's the thing. We're actually not in any support on the weekly on the fib. We're not in support, guys. Like, there's no support in the fib. Sure, there's support right here. Let's show you our liquidity block here. So yes, there is some support here on the weekly. And we didn't even hit it. We didn't even hit it. 67K to 75. We haven't hit that area. So if we haven't hit that area, then where do you think we can come to? Well, 65K to 75 is down here. What is the next major support? Your 382. So we're kind of in a, yeah, we've got support here, and we've got a fair value gap, which we're bouncing off of, which makes sense. But there isn't really any crazy support on Bitcoin on the macro. It really isn't. And again, we have that death cross lining up. So if that is the case, and if we did hit the top right here, then we would be coming down to 70K or lower. Like, it makes sense on my closed candles, because if you're looking at the closed candles right here, it doesn't have to necessarily hit the top, but it hit pretty close. So keep this channel in mind. You have to see this channel, because yes, we're in an uptrend in the bear flag on the macro, but we are in a downtrend. It didn't technically have to hit the top of the channel. So it looks like that might have been the last hurrah on Bitcoin before the big drop happens. And again, for those tuning into the live, guys, I'm not bearish. I go against the trend. I go with the trend. So when Bitcoin breaks out and we are going on an uptrend, I will 100% be longing everything, and you won't see me shorting a thing. We're just in a weird time frame where I launched this community, this network channel here, where unfortunately we're in a downtrend. And I wouldn't even call it unfortunately. We're in the money either way, right? We're definitely in the money either way. So for those of you that just joined, if we look at our liquidity right here, we're looking at 89K at the next major support target. And then if you're looking at your major one after that, well, 85 on a smaller time frame. We're looking at 88.9. This is just going to be all crazy support down here. Dom is in a huge head and shoulder, which take it how you will, but it looks like Bitcoin Dom could potentially drop all the way back down to here. Now, if Bitcoin Dom is dropping, that means money is flowing out from Bitcoin into another asset. So let's look at USDT Tether Dom, right? We already know Bitcoin Dom broke the trend. Pretty much. From right here to right here, Bitcoin Dom already broke that trend. So if you look on the monthly, Bitcoin dominance is pretty much in a downtrend. From right here to right here, Bitcoin Dom broke trend. So the monthly is lining up for sure with dominance breaking the trend. The question is, where is that money going to flow into? Well, if you go to USDT.D, Tether is very flat. The question is, has Tether broken the trend? So if we look at Tether here, it did break the trend, but I would say this is going to bounce off of here, being how I'm looking at it. And it looks like Tether is very oversold and getting ready to pump again. Now, the 3-day is dropping, but the monthly is definitely going up. And we have a triple bottom on the monthly on Tether, guys, which, call it what you want, but something like this is indicating to me that there is going to be a lot of money going into stable altcoins or stable coins, which don't move. Shout out to the people watching on Twitch, X, Rumble. What has Turbo been doing? Oh, look, Turbo's been kind of dropping, but not really doing anything. So Turbo broke the trend down and is for sure going down. But it is going to be a very slow down until Bitcoin starts dropping. But yeah, Turbo officially flipped bearish. Turbo is done. The trend is done. So technically, if you guys want to ride a Turbo short, you can. And Turbo ultimately could go all the way down here, because now it is for sure in a downtrend. If we go look at the liquidity on Turbo, this is going to be a really good short to ride. We look at the exit points where Turbo would go. Okay, we're in a support area right here, but after this, no support. Turbo is... Yeah, you're going to look at a big drop on Turbo here in a bit. Big drop. Bitcoin is just ranging, guys. Just ranging at the moment. And the reason it is ranging is because you're at that support, right? They're trying to push it up. But that 4 hours is bringing it down. Now it is the battle of the 4 hour and the trend line, the support, which I personally don't think it is going to hold, especially over the next 2 hours. We're definitely dropping. We've got that bearish divergence. Yeah, so there's a possibility, guys, I may go live today during the Fed meeting if we actually get movement. If Bitcoin starts dumping like crazy, then I will most likely go live today around 2 p.m. Because these lives, we want to catch the moves, right? We want to look at our support targets. We want to look at our liquidity boxes, our support, our sweeps. But I'll tell you guys right now, Aave is my favorite trade. Aave and probably Turbo right now. I will show you guys something on Aave, why Aave is my favorite trade. Because if you go look at Aave right here, you hit the top. Yeah, you have a pennant right there, but you hit the top of the channel here on Aave. So you take this support to right here, this high wick at 388, and you actually hit the top on Aave perfectly. So whereas Bitcoin, we have a bit of question, Aave, we can actually see we hit the top. Now this pennant double bottom looks great, but it won't play out because we already broke the trend. So we know Aave is going to slowly bleed to here, but I'll show you what. If you actually look at Aave and you look at the top, you look at the next trend of support, so to speak, which is why this is one of my favorite trades right now. It could drop all the way down to 178. But if you look at the daily channel with the 800 SMA, might I add, this could come all the way down to 132. Now, I'm not saying hold an Aave trade to 132, but I'm kind of saying hold an Aave trade to 132. I don't see this breaking up. If it did, okay, so what? Then it is what it is. But you can see here that Aave has insane bearish dive on pretty much every time frame, like Bitcoin, okay? So this low from right here to right here is bearish dive. 8 hour time frame is an insane time frame to watch, guys. It really does play out. And you can see right here, this is a lower high. Anytime an RSI momentum indicator does something like this, it's bearish dive. And you can see here how we dropped, we push up, we faked out, boom. Now we're dropping again. Aave is going to be such a moneymaker for a position. All right, such a moneymaker. Non-financial advice, though, guys. Please do your own research, right? Okay, so we've got 1 minute left on this close. And Bitcoin is going sideways in the downtrend. Right, we've got that double top. Is anyone any trades at the moment? Any shorts, any longs? Longing and shorting is not a wrong answer. You can do both depending on what type of trader you are. Before this Fed meeting, I'm going to take my dog to the dog park. Just short an Aave trade. There you go, Dusty. Again, it could bounce up to 200 and 199. So please manage your leverage. But I know that about Aave, which is why I manage my leverage. But it will absolutely be a beautiful short. Still in a BTC short from 94,300. Let's go, CJDV. Making money, making money. Okay, so we can see the Bitcoin trying to pump here a bit. Okay, so 4-hour close is done. That's kind of what I was waiting for in the live. Here's your bearish divergence really kicking in here. Your momentum indicator is coming right down. Which means that, just so everybody knows, for 3 hours and 59 minutes, you're essentially going to be in a downtrend. In the shorter term, this can definitely pump. But over the next 4 hours here, this is going to be in a downtrend. Now, you could bounce up on Bitcoin to this trend line. Very big possibility. So let's say Bitcoin wanted to wick everybody out here on the long. You could run up to here, 92.6, and then continue back down. But it is going to be weak momentum because you have a death cross here with your 800 SMA and a 200 SMA death cross. And you also have your bearish dive there, right? So you could bounce from 92 to 92.6. What about AVAX? Sinister, I forgot about AVAX. So for those of you asking what is going to happen during the Fed meeting, well, the indicators are showing us we are going to drop heavily. Yeah, AVAX dropped. There you go. Right? From 1458, you've got another bear flag coming up here. Juicy trade, juicy trade. So what, 15 minutes about to drop on AVAX. So this would be a good short around this area for sure. Absolutely, it would be a good short. So again, guys, when something breaks trend like this, even though it consolidates, it is most likely going to drop. The reality is the trend is broken. We looked at this on the live last night, right? So you're looking at this dropping all the way down to 1357. Low leverage short, right? Maybe it might wick back up, but it will come back down in this area right here. Beautiful trade on Avalanche. Beautiful. Shout out to Moises last night for calling this AVAX up here. And again, Bitcoin is weak. So for the people asking what is going to happen during the Fed meeting, guys, I'm literally showing everybody what is going to happen during the Fed. There might be a wick, of course. Definitely might be a wick, but a double top bearish dive on every time frame, hitting the top of the daily before a Fed meeting. We'll see what happens. Aave is trying to break your next level of support. All right, guys, so we're going to cut the live off there. We did about an hour-ish. I'm just going to do Ethereum and XRP before we go for the main coins. Probably going to do a live today. Or I'm going to do a live today. I'm going to do one, obviously, in the evening, but I'm probably going to go live during the Fed meeting. I might not go live during the Fed meeting. I might not. If there's no movement, and we just have a little drop of slow bleed momentum, I'm not going to go live. There's no point. But if there's movement, I'm going to go live. So Ethereum's on the verge of breaking out. Literally right here, Ethereum is on the verge of breaking out. I don't think it will. Well, anything's possible. But it looks like this is going to be a fake out on Ethereum. Like literally on the verge of right there. So everything is coming to the top of the channel. Oh, look at this. So Ethereum is in a pennant, trying to break out, but broke trend. Remember that Aave trade we just looked at? I would say Ethereum's a great short. It's definitely trippy, though. Like, this is looking like it could break out, but I don't see it breaking out because you broke trend. It's just like the Aave trade. If you look at the Aave, or not the Aave, AVAX. AVAX did the same thing at resistance. So if you're looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is in this nice pennant, but it is at resistance perfectly. Okay. One Up Trading, how you doing? Hype is moving. All right, we'll look at Hype as well. I'm going to set an alert here on ETH because I want to see when it breaks this support. So Hype, remember what I said, guys. Bitcoin could go to 1 to 92.6. Could. Or it could just range in this area and then continue to drop. Hype has bounced off the trend. Yeah, kind of, for sure. But it's overbought on the 4 hour. overbought in the 1 hour coming down. It is really tough for me to say long this market. It is in a bit of an uptrend, but it's also in a head shoulder. I would say hype is going to range in this area and be flat for the most part. All right, guys, so we're going to end the live off there. And again, Bitcoin could potentially come back to 92.5, 92.6. But that 4-hour bearish divergence is pushing us down. It looks like we hit pretty much the top of the downtrend. So based on what I'm seeing, we're targeting 75K. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. XRP. So keep an eye, guys. We're going to be live at 8 p.m. to 8:30 tonight, our normal time. But we may be live around 2 o'clock today. So watch out, because if there's some crazy momentum, I will be live. If there's red candles coming down, crypto crash live all day, right? So Dusty, XRP, I looked at it already, man. Nothing is happening. It's going to drop. Yeah, so here's kind of XRP. You already hit the downtrend. Everything is hitting the downtrend already. And you're looking at XRP dumping all the way down to roughly 172. Nothing on XRP, bud. Nothing. The ETF sounded great, but nothing. So at this point, XRP, you're looking at it dropping all the way down to, 170, 172 at the moment. All right, guys, keep an eye around 2 o'clock. And then we'll see you back at 8:30 no matter what. But I've got a thumbnail ready for 2 o'clock. And it's a lot lower than 76K now. Now it is 74K. So see what happens. Enjoy your morning, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the live. We'll see you later.